Good evening, YouTube. It's about 11:16 in the evening on what day is today? Tuesday, August 27th, and I wanted to do a little something on the truth about work. Now, like I said before, I've taken a and I was so tired when I came back yesterday. I went to sleep, so I'm just waking up. I've been asleep for the last 2 hours now, but um, but I wanted to comment on the truth about work because during my and have a piece of hair or something in there, but during my hiatus, I had an opportunity and it was much needed. I knew it way ahead of time that I needed it. I had an opportunity to, kind of play housewife to myself, and I think everybody needs one of those, a housewife, because if even if it's a housewife to yourself, I needed that, especially to myself. And if it's just unbelievable, how much I got done, mentally, spiritually, and when you have that time for yourself, you kind of can use a temperature gauge to see like exactly what's going on in your life, things that need to be changed, especially after you've been in a situation where you've kind of been in a pressure cooker. Again, legal system, falsely accused, all of that stuff, and dealing with all the things that go with that. And you have to take a break for yourself. You can't just continuously work and go, whatever it is that you're doing, work, going from shelter to shelter, being a mom, being a girlfriend, whatever it is that you are in life. You can't continue to do those things without recuperating and recovering and getting to know yourself. When you're in a situation like that, even if you're not in a physical building prison, you're still enslaved mentally. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because, especially if you're a person that's falsely accused and convicted, the things that you have been taught, that are right, did not apply to you, you know? And so the whole dynamic of your view of the world has changed, as far as your place in it, your worth in it, your self-worth, especially if you're a good person, and then what is good anymore. Like I said, for the most part, I consider myself a good person. I think the legal system has changed me a lot where I'm a little bit touchy now. Like I said yesterday, but I still have conscience. I felt bad because that man, him invited me to dinner, and him and I both, just spiritually just knew that he probably could not afford to take me to dinner. I should have been the one to step up the plate. But I know that God protects fools and babes, so maybe God did not put that in my heart to do that, or gave me the mental prowess to be alert and aware of that at the moment, because maybe I would be putting myself, in harm's way. And, maybe I'm not ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for you to be any good or any use to anyone else, you have to at first be used to yourself. You know? Maria Willoughby is not a little girl anymore. Yes, Maria me. I had a lot of innocence in me. I still do. But I guess it's at the time now where I've experienced so many things that are just hard-hitting and true, that takes away all of the candy-coated sugarness of innocence, that it's time for me to put some of that innocence away and come to terms with the fact that people are not going to love you, and sometimes the more things there are to love about you, they're going to hate you. But the truth about work is that it takes away a lot of your time and energy. If you work full-time, that's 8 hours a day. Now, if you think about it, there's only 24 hours in the day. That's 8 hours a day at work. Generally, depending on your situation, if you got family, kids, all this, it's about 2 hours before work. 2 hours before work, you're preparing for work. If you're preparing your kids, your family, your husband, or if it's just you, and taking your morning shower, doing your hygiene, making sure your place is tidy up before you go to work, you're preparing for work. 10 hours. Then the commute home from work, another 2 hours. And then on the whole thing, if you had something that happened at work that you did not agree with, that you probably were not able to address, or it's not something that would have benefited you to address, you've already taken, that's 12 hours of your day to preparing for and commuting to work, 8 hours at work, 2 hours coming back from work and kind of winding down. So that's 12 hours of your day. Now, 8 hours of sleep, that's 20 hours. So, all in all, you may have 4 hours to yourself to do Maria things or whatever else type of things. Now, that 4 hours that you have that's quote unquote to yourself, you give yourself 30 minutes to take a shower. You have 3.5 hours left. Maybe another 30 minutes if you prep some things over the weekend or whatever to cook. That's 3 hours left. Maybe an hour to have dinner, and again you're still winding down from work, so you're zoning out. That's 2 hours left. You might want to clean up your house. That's an hour and a half left. You do some light housekeeping. Maybe you garden, then you only have 1 hour left from there. You're taking care of your garden, your plants. And then maybe you decide that you might want to pamper yourself, or for a woman, if you take care of yourself, you might want to do your hair, roll your hair up in rollers. So you don't have, your whole time is spent preparing from work and winding down from work, and just the basic upkeep of you, which is the slave, because all you're doing is slaving. If all you do is go to work, prepare to go to work, come back from work, and prepare yourself for work again, and sleep, just in general upkeep of maintaining this machine called Maria or whatever your name is, then that's what you are. You're a slave. And all of the earnings that the quote unquote earnings, what's the real value of money is the value that you put on it. So if you buy into the propaganda that you have to be rich, beautiful, slim, and in shape, and you have to be that right now, and you don't have time to maintain that in a healthy, natural way, then you become a slave to the dollar. And the worst thing about this is we as human beings, as a society in American culture, we self-perpetuate this. And the way that we self-perpetuate this is that we keep each other in check. Oh, she doesn't look this way, or he doesn't look that way, he doesn't have this, have that. And that's kind of why I felt so bad yesterday, because I didn't mean, to come off that way. But what I said to that man when he showed me his ideas for, his business and his work, he showed me a piece of his heart. And I had I have the audacity to sit there and tear it apart. He didn't ask me for my opinion. I asked him if I could see it, and he was more than happy to show me. He was excited about it. I took his excitement, regardless of how old this man is. I took his excitement, and if he had not been a strong man, I pretty much crushed it. What right do I have to give my opinion to somebody that didn't ask for it? Absolutely none. You don't know where a person is in their life, and for me to come out and be like, oh, you didn't ask me, but I didn't get it, what you were saying in your writing, did you have anybody to look at it? I had no right to do that. Absolutely none. This man, I felt absolutely awful. I had no right to do that. I don't know how old he was, but he's gotta be like 50, 60-ish, but keeping himself together. How dare I do that? How dare I? How dare I, demean someone else's work in their life? Maybe he was doing it just for the pure joy of doing it. Like for me, sometimes I do things just for the pure joy of doing it. I can't sing, but I'll do it just for the pure joy of it. So I feel so bad about that. How dare I, comment on someone else's life? And then when I look at celebrities, the same thing. People comment on their lives daily. It's really none of your business. Their personal life is their personal life. Their job or their chosen career that they chose is just to entertain you. Outside of that, nothing else is your business. So, I have a lot to check myself on, and I thank God for the opportunity and time to do that. But that's the truth about work, y'all. And you probably haven't had time to sit and think about it because you're all working. But I just wanted to put that out there. I'm a slave too, so I have to to be there as well. But I love y'all. I wish the best for you, and I hope and pray that throughout all the stuff that you go through daily, that you're able to take at least 10 minutes to yourself a day. Find somebody to love or something to love during the day. Have something to smile about. I have a lot to smile. I have a lot of good things that happen to me. I just don't have time to post it all. But anyways, be blessed. I'm gonna see what I can do for the next step in my life. So bless you. God bless you, and I love you.